I would love to save some money and design my own business website. Do it myself. Do you think that's a bad idea?
Oh, boy.
You'll get your chance, Joe.
Oh, boy.
Well, you know, normally I say you can usually tell when someone's done their own website, and I know it saves money. It kind of depends on your business. Is it important for it to look professional or not? And I'd say in 99.9% of the time, it's important that it looks professional. In fact, we're going to be talking to a guy later. It's got a great website, and John Bradford, who's still here, also has a great website. But, you know, you can do it yourself. But the one thing I would say, I suggest you use a professional, but I think business owners don't get involved in it enough because you're the one that knows your business. You're the one that ought to design the messages. You're the one that ought to decide what information is going to be there. And I think too much you expect the web designer to do all that for you. And as a result, I have yet to find a web designer that's got the knowledge about how to make it a good sales site and information site. And so you have got to be involved in that probably more proactively than most do it, because most do it as just a review mode. The one thing, I'm going to shift the question a little bit, because too often I think people rely on their website to be good for marketing, and I would suggest that most websites are not good for marketing and shouldn't be used for that. And when I say marketing, I'm talking about generating leads. You've got three kinds of things. You've got a website, you've got landing pages, and you've got what's called squeeze pages or sales pages. And your website's supposed to provide information about your entire business. And if you think of a landing page of a website, it's got tabs where you go through and you see all different parts of the business, and that's fine. But think about if you're trying to get a lead to come to you and say, I really want something. If they come to that landing page, there's too much distraction, too many choices. So you usually use a squeeze page for that. If you get somebody, you're trying to get their contact information and bring them in, and because there's someone that you can help attract, then a squeeze page is a single purpose page that does nothing more than just continue them down the path to learn something specific about you, whatever it is you're trying to market. So a squeeze page is a single subject, no tabs page, and then a landing page is what you ought to have inside your website. A landing page is a single purpose page, but it's still got all the tabs at the top where you can jump around within your web page. It's just important to think about that, because too many people, you know, they might put out an ad, or they might do something on social media, and then you bring them to your website for you to capture information about them so you can be in touch with them and see if you can sell your product. The trouble is they get to your website and then there's all sorts of distractions. So the right thing to do is bring them to a single purpose squeeze page. So think about the design. The web page is to give, or the website is to give information about your entire business, and be proactive about the design of it.
Yeah, this is not my area of expertise, but let me tell you this. I am more confident than I've ever been that the person asking this question is not qualified to make their own website. If they're asking me, right. They're asking me whether they should not. In this day and age, and John, you'll probably clarify this for me, about 85 or 90% of all purchases are going to be made after they go to the website. And so your product or service, somebody's coming to your website. And let me tell you something, that's just too important to do without having professionals. And I mean, not just a person that actually puts a website together, but marketing professionals actually look at this and make sure it's saying what you really want to say. Because if you're not careful, you're going to say something different. You got an opinion on that, John?
Well, you know, it's interesting. This topic hits real home for me, because our website today, I mean, we hear it all the time. You have a fantastic website. We've had it up for about 2 years. Ironically, as I sit in this room, in my mailbox is another version of a new website for me to approve. Because if you get to the point when you're saying, should I update my website, you've probably let it go too long. And let me tell you something, you know, we do Google Analytics, we study how long people come to our website. Folks do not sit on your site more than 30 to 40 seconds before they move on.
That's long, actually.
And it probably, and because I'm a service-based industry, they probably stick around a little longer than they are if they're clicking to buy something. Mm-hmm. So the reality is you don't get very long. So you really have to have something that's simple, that has clear messaging. And let me tell you, I'm in the business of property management. I am not a website developer, so we hire those experts. Yep. We'll help tell what the content should be, but they will help us get it framed right, crafted right, and that has worked, and we do it without hesitation.
Yeah, and you really hit on the note that I made, which is you definitely want to design your content. You need to have professional photos, but the actual implementation of that website, it's not that expensive anymore to do it right.
It's one of those things you should outsource for
Yeah,
sure.
I agree.
All right, that's today's Coach's Corner question. If you have any questions you'd like us to discuss in the future, because our promo says there is no business question on which Joe and I don't at least have an opinion, we may not have an answer.